What you need to know about periods. Firstly, this is a pad. It's the easiest period product to use and it's usually what people start on. Looks like this. They come with and without wings. Wings are there to keep the pad in place on the underwear. You're going to want to make sure that you have a pack in the house before your kid gets to the age where they are starting their periods so that you're prepared. There's so many brands. Okay, Bodyform are thin and they aren't as effective, but if you have very light periods, which some teenagers do, then they can be a good choice, and they are cheaper than Always, which is your classic, standard, normal brand. If you look for this purple packet, that's the normal one, and there's a dark blue one, that's the normal one there. The dark blue one is a nighttime one. You're going to want to buy one of both, but there is an Aldi off-brand that are very, very, very similar, that have the same colour code that I personally buy, called Lunex. One blue, one purple. The pad sticks to the middle section of the pants, so you want to unstick it from its wrapper, and then you want to do it so that the longer part is on the ass end, because the blood is more likely to trickle backwards than it is forward. You stick it like that. It's quite simple, quite intuitive really. You rip off this thing, which covers the wings, and then you fold them over like that, so that it's now stuck in place, and then you just put the pants on. And this is very easy to do if the pants are already on and like just midway down your thighs. After about 6 to 8 hours, or before you go to bed, or if the pad is very full with blood, you rip it off like this, and then you roll it up or fold it neatly, and then you use the wrapper of the next one that you're going to change into, and you roll it up like this. There's a little sticky thing to help secure it, and then it's wrapped up so that you can put it in a bin. You should never ever flush it down the toilet. If you don't have a bin on you, you should wait, because it will block your toilet. And if you don't have a wrapper to change your pad into next, you can always wrap it with some toilet roll. As a parent, you should always make sure there's a bin in the bathroom or a plastic bag. A lot of children think that they have shat themselves the first time that they get their period, because the blood is quite often brown as opposed to red. Red is fresh blood and brown is dead blood, and both tend to come out during your period. It's very important that you tell your kid beforehand that it might be brown, so that they know that this is something to look out for and don't just try and hide it. As well as the blood, there are a few other things that are very common. PMS is experienced by most people who have periods at some point, which is the mood swings and the hormone differences that make you crave food. I'm sure you have some familiarity with it, but obviously treat people kindly. Also prepare your kid for the fact that that might happen to them. If they're feeling very emotional, if they're feeling very angry during that time, they're going to need to have it explained to them that it's because of their period, because that isn't very intuitive. You just think you're being crazy. Other common symptoms are cramps, headaches, muscle aches. You should remind your kid to stay hydrated on their period, as this can actually help the pain quite a lot. Not everybody has pain on the period, but pain is a very, very common side effect of periods, and a lot of teenagers grow out of the more severe pains, but not everyone. If the pain is unbearable or unmanageable with normal painkillers, see GP, but I will talk more about that in part 2. In the next video, I'll go through some other products that you can use that are a little bit more complicated, and talk about what a normal cycle is and what things you should watch for as abnormal and signs that there might be health problems, because there are some very common health problems.